Hi there. So just my weekly check-in this week. Last week I was weighing in at 231.6 and today I weighed in at 229.6. So a loss of 2 pounds, and I finally broke the 20s, which was really exciting. I've been wanting to get there for like the last 3 weeks or so, and so finally I did. I did see 228. I might be lying about that, but I think I saw 228 as well, and that was super exciting to see 228 on the scale. But this week was, I went out of town again for work. I went to Tampa, Florida this time, to one of our offices there, and I don't have any family there, not really any friends, outside of just like coworkers and stuff, so I knew that I could really focus on eating right, because I wouldn't really have anything to do at night like I did in Tempe, and then also I could exercise. They had an exercise room in the hotel that I was staying in, so I knew that I could do that as well. So I arrived on Monday. Monday was a super long day. I was up at like 3 o'clock that morning and got into Tampa, I guess about 1 or so. Went into the office for a couple of hours. And then came back home went back to the hotel, and I went and I worked out that night. I did the bicycle as well as walked on the treadmill, and I think I did about an hour that day, or maybe 45 minutes to an hour, I don't know. And then the following day I went into work for like breakfast that morning. I had a half of an omelet, a half of a vegetable, well, I had a veggie omelet, but then at the last minute I decided to go ahead and add sausage, and it was pork sausage, so probably a lot of fat that came with that. So I had the half of the omelet for breakfast, and then I took the rest of it to work, and I had the other half of the omelet at lunch. So, you can imagine, it wasn't the smallest omelet, it wasn't the biggest omelet, it was just somewhere in the middle. So, so I had that for breakfast, that for lunch. The night before, on Monday night, I thought I did really well in terms of eating. I actually met another individual in the Tampa office who's had a weight loss surgery, not LapBand. This person actually had gastrics. So we were kind of talking, and I was asking that individual, I was kind of telling the person what I had eaten, and he was like, that kind of sounds like a lot. You may want to talk to your doctor about possibly like adjusting. And I was like, well, yeah, for sure. Like I have but it didn't sound like a lot to me, so I thought it sounded okay. I tried tuna for the first time this week, like a seared tuna, and it took everything I had to choke that shit down. It was not my favorite, and I'm a fan of sushi, so I don't mind, like, I guess I don't mind like a raw fish, or like raw food necessarily. I mean, I enjoy oysters as well, raw oysters, but that tuna was not. It was just. I wasn't a fan of it. So I knew that I had to get some protein in me, for dinner, and I didn't want any carb and stuff. So I went ahead and I choked down like half of it, but it took all I had not to gag out on the table, which would have been really humiliating with my coworkers. So I ate it, and I had ordered a second entree because I wanted to try this shrimp that they had, and I was going to take it for lunch the next day. So I got back to the hotel after choking down that awful nasty tuna, and I was like, man, I don't feel like that sense of satiety, though I think like half of the tuna was probably like 4 ounces because it was kind of a big one. I just didn't feel satisfied at all. I don't know that I was full, but what I can tell you is that I was still wanting other stuff. So I went ahead and I ate like the 6 or 7 shrimp that were there as well. And so then I went to work out. I did I don't know what you call it, like the thing that looks like you're skiing, So I did that, and I did that for probably about, I guess maybe like 45 minutes is what I did that for. So I got exercise while I was there. I felt like I did well, but I came home and I weighed 2 pounds. Actually, I think I weighed 3 pounds more. I think I was 234.2 the evening that I got back on Wednesday evening. And I was like, shit, you gotta be kidding me. So, obviously I went back to doing same things I was doing, where I'm selecting what I'm going to eat. So I've just eaten a lot of chicken, and I've really just chicken. Like last night I had some shrimp, like wrapped in like bacon with jalapenos and mushrooms, and so I knew that the bacon was going to be tough, and I probably ate like 6 of those, and they were a good size. So I thought for sure I was going to gain some weight after that. So I didn't check my weight after I ate those, and my husband and I went out and we got a really good walk in. Something else I started doing on Thursday is I've started to run a bit, and it doesn't feel as uncomfortable as it did at first. Like, I don't feel like my skin on my ass is like, blah, 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 blah. You know, I mean, definitely it's still there, but it's not as bad as it was when I gave it a try about 6 to 8 weeks ago. So that's been exciting, you know. So I'm not following any kind of couch to 5K. I'm not, my goal is not to be a runner. What I like about the running is that it gets my heart rate up really, really quickly, and it gets me, heated up, like warmed up and ready to like really walk. So I feel like the few times that I've done it, that I have ran and a combination of running and walking, that I felt like I was doing more. Because I was doing both. I don't know if that is true. I'm just telling you that's just what I think is working for me. I think definitely there are 2 things throughout this journey that I have found I have to do in order to be successful, if that's what you want to call it. I feel like I'm losing weight, so in my mind I'm successful, you know. But exercising is definitely one. I am not a person who's going to go work out at a gym, so that, you know, like, having a gym membership is not something that I foresee in my future. But walking is definitely something that I have done, and I started out, you know, really slow, and I think now, you know, I can walk much further now. Not that I'm a fast walker, I'm not a speed walker or anything, but you know, just the walking that I do, the hour, the 45 minutes, the hour, whatever, I feel like has definitely helped me. The second is cutting out carbs, and I think that if I hadn't been doing the exercise as well as the carb cutting, that I likely wouldn't have lost any weight. And I feel like I've done well with my weight, you know, in the past 3 months. And I really just think that it's because of the focus on the protein and the exercise. Because when I don't exercise, which there haven't been many days that I haven't, but my weight doesn't change. So like, I'll check it at night and it will be exactly the same in the morning. Whereas like last night after I went for a walk, I was weighing like 231. And I thought, oh shit, like, I've gained 2 pounds. I knew that the shrimp was going to really get me. Or really, it wasn't so much the shrimp as it was, you know, the bacon. But, so then this morning I woke up, because I don't usually lose a whole lot of weight, maybe like 6 ounces or something. But this morning I woke back up at 229.6. So, I was very, very happy with that. So anyway, just focusing on that, and yeah, I guess that's it. I don't really have much to say. I was able to give a ton of clothes away to a friend of mine. I went through my closet, you know, I think I had mentioned in my last video I was looking for stuff to wear to work and stuff. So then I just started going through everything that I had in there, just jeans that were hanging up. They were falling off of me. There was no way that I was going to get back in them. So called up a friend of mine. I was like, you know, her waist is a little bit smaller than mine was at my heaviest, so I don't know if she'll be able to do anything with a lot of them, but she said I think she can give them to the church or something like that. I think she can find something to do with them. But they're expensive ones, you know, like most of what I have in there is Lane Bryant, simply because I don't buy clothes that often. So when I would buy some clothes, I would generally save to spend some money on them, or my mother would buy them for me. And I don't care. She can spend all the money she wants to. That's totally okay with me. I don't have a problem with her spending a lot of money on me. So I was able to just give a lot of those clothes to her, and I hope that she can find some value in those. But that was very, very exciting. There's something else that I was going to say, but I don't remember what it was now. Oh, and I went on Friday and I looked for I needed to get some more workout clothes. I realized that the workout clothes I was wearing on Thursday, because that's when my son is getting ready for football, and so he was running, and so that's when I decided to go ahead and give running a try. And whenever I was running, my pants were falling down, like below my butt crack. So I thought, yeah, that's not really gonna work for me, because then I have to run, I have to like hold my pants up as I'm running. So anyway, I don't know, things are good right now. Things are good today. This week was definitely better than last week in terms of just stress and work and stuff like that. So I don't think that I haven't felt like the emotional eating or anything like that hasn't been super out of control, you know, not had a lot of cravings and stuff like that. I don't think I've had any sweets at all this week, which it isn't abnormal. I don't usually, but it's just in the past few weeks with the craving stuff I have. So anyway, I think that's all. I've really rambled for 10 minutes, and that's ridiculous because I didn't have a lot to say, but have a great week. Talk to you soon. Bye.